The orbital station Draken Prime hummed with the perpetual rhythm of quantum processors and life support systems. William pressed his calloused hands against the translucent aluminum hull, watching the nebula beyond shift through impossible colors. Colors his daughter Elsa insisted were dragon dreams made real. He'd been the station's chief mechanic for 7 years now, ever since the covenant between humans and the Draconiae had been signed. The dragon-like aliens, with their crystalline scales that refracted light into data streams, had initially terrified humanity. But William had learned their ships, their technology, their language of harmonics and mathematical poetry. "Papa, is she really coming today?" Elsa's voice carried the particular excitement of an 8-year-old who'd discovered a secret. She clutched a small thermal container, its surface covered in hand-drawn dragons. Anatomically correct, William noted with pride. His daughter had studied the Draconiae physiology with scientific precision unusual for her age. "The Dragon Queen arrives in 30 minutes, William confirmed, checking his neural implants chronometer. "But Elsa, we've discussed this. You cannot approach her. The security protocols are designed for adults who don't understand quantum empathic resonance," Elsa interrupted, using terminology she'd absorbed from the station's AI tutors. "Papa, I discovered something in the historical database. The Draconiae don't celebrate individual births. Their consciousness emerges collectively, so the concept of a birthday is alien to them." William knelt beside his daughter, recognizing the dangerous gleam of compassion in her eyes. The same look her mother had worn before sacrificing herself to repair a failing reactor core, saving 3,000 lives. "Elsa, what have you done?" "I made her a cake." The words were simple, but their implications rippled through William's understanding like gravitational waves. "Real cake, Papa, not synthesized. I used our entire month's ration of eggs, flour, and sugar. I calculated the molecular composition to be compatible with Draconiae biochemistry, mostly. It won't hurt her, I promise." The thermal container suddenly felt like an antimatter bomb in his daughter's small hands. Queen SS Ratha manifested on the station in a cascade of folded spacetime, her scales reflecting wavelengths human eyes couldn't fully process. She stood 4 meters tall, her serpentine body a masterwork of evolutionary engineering. Wings that could manipulate gravitational fields, claws that could slice through the fabric of reality itself. William had repaired her flagship 3 times. Each time, he'd felt her consciousness brush against his. Ancient, mathematical, utterly alone. She was meeting with the station commander to discuss mining rights in the nebula, a negotiation that would determine whether humanity gained access to exotic matter or returned to slower-than-light expansion. William should have been in Engineering Base 7, preparing for the delegation's needs. Instead, he was chasing his daughter through maintenance corridors. "Elsa, stop!" But his daughter moved with purpose, clutching her thermal container like a holy relic. She'd hacked the security systems. When had she learned to do that? And now stood before the sealed conference room where the Dragon Queen held court. The doors opened, not because Elsa had breached them, but because SS Ratha herself had commanded it. The Dragon Queen filled the corridor, her presence bending light and probability. Station security converged, weapons charging with distinctive whines. The station commander's voice crackled through speakers. "Mechanic Hayes, remove your daughter immediately or face court-martial. Wait." SS Ratha's voice resonated in the quantum foam itself, bypassing ears to speak directly to consciousness. "The small one carries something." Elsa stepped forward, and William's heart hammered against his ribs. His daughter looked impossibly tiny before the alien monarch, yet she showed no fear. "Your Majesty," Elsa said, her child's voice steady with scientific certainty, "I accessed the cultural database. The Draconiae have no tradition of celebrating individual existence. Your consciousness emerged 547 of your years ago, but no one has ever acknowledged the specific moment you became you." SS Ratha's scales shifted through confused spectrums. "This is accurate. We are collective. The individual is a human aberration. But you're not just collective," Elsa insisted. "You're Queen SS Ratha. You make choices the collective doesn't make. You negotiated peace when the Hive Council voted for war. You saved the human colony on Kepler 442b when it would have been strategically advantageous to let us die. She opened the thermal container. So, I made you a birthday cake. The object inside defied the sterile functionality of the station. A small cake, imperfectly frosted, decorated with edible glitter that Elsa had somehow synthesized to match the specific frequencies of Draconiai scales. Candles, real wax candles, an extravagance beyond measure, stood ready for lighting. I do not understand, SS Ratha whispered, and for the first time, William heard uncertainty in an alien voice that had commanded fleets. It's a celebration, Elsa explained, of you, not the hive, not the collective, just you, existing, being important, mattering as yourself. Elsa produced a plasma lighter. Where had she gotten that? And ignited the candles. They burned with strange colors, frequencies calculated to resonate with Draconiai visual spectrums. You make a wish, Elsa said. Something you want, just for yourself. Then you blow out the candles. The station held its breath. William watched as the most powerful being in known space stared at a child's cake, her vast consciousness processing this impossibly simple gesture. Then SS Ratha began to weep. The Dragon Queen's tears weren't water. They were crystallized quantum states, each drop containing entire mathematical theorems of sorrow and wonder. They fell like diamonds, shattering on the deck into prismatic fractals. No one, SS Ratha's voice broke across every frequency, has ever celebrated my birth. In 547 years of existence, no one has acknowledged that I, specifically I, matter beyond my function to the collective. The alien queen lowered her massive head, bringing her consciousness reflecting eyes level with Elsa. You are 8 years old, human child. How did you understand what my own kind never could? Elsa smiled, that pure expression of a child who sees truth with uncomplicated clarity. Because Papa always celebrates my birthday. He tells me I'm special, not because I'm useful, but because I'm me. I thought, maybe you needed someone to tell you that too. SS Ratha's scales rippled with colors William had never seen. Emotions the Draconiai had no names for. The Dragon Queen closed her vast eyes, and William felt her consciousness expand, then focus entirely on the small cake, the flickering candles, the impossible gift of individual recognition. She blew out the candles with a breath that smelled of distant stars. My wish, SS Ratha said softly, is that this child never stops seeing others, truly seeing them. The universe will be transformed by such vision. The Dragon Queen took a delicate bite of cake, her biochemistry adapting instantaneously. It is imperfect, asymmetrical, inefficient. Yes, Elsa agreed happily. It is the most beautiful thing anyone has ever given me.